All right, we've got new details this morning from the Department of Homeland Security. What constitutes a deportable crime in their view? Millions more immigrants are now legal thanks to the president's executive order last week. Some of them will commit crimes. And what does DHS think constitutes a crime so severe that they're going to kick you out of the country?
It looks like they put out a list of like 3 tiers of offenses. So let's put up the first one here. You got terrorists out of the country, felons, new illegal border, somebody that's crossed the border.
So that makes sense. Probably everybody happy that they're priority number 1. But this priority number 2 list, a lot of folks are scratching their heads going, that should still be on priority number 1 list as well. We're talking about convicted drug drivers, sex abusers, drug dealers, and gun offenders.
I'd put that sex abusers on the first list. Wouldn't you? Come on.
I would. And priority 3, other immigration violations. I put all these on the same. Here's what I don't understand. There's so much talk about the rights of illegal immigrants here, their rights. We don't separate their family. Okay, fine. What about the rights of people who live here, who are born here, who have been paying into the system all their lives, who are American citizens? It seems to me, if you come to this country illegally, you're getting all the benefits that we have to offer, all the welfare at many different levels. Just don't commit any crimes. How's that sound? And if you commit a crime, then leave.
And at least put the people at the front of the line who are trying to obey the law and immigrate to the country the legal way, rather than just say, oh, if you've been here for 5 years and you say you've been here for 5 years, we have no real way of checking because you've been in the shadows, then, yeah, you can stay.
Yeah. A little bit earlier in the show, Arizona State Representative Steve Montenegro had this to say.
It's utter lawlessness. It's phenomenal disregard and disrespect for the rule of law, the Constitution that we so revere in this country. And it is a slap in the face to immigrants that have immigrated here legally. Think about a Hispanic immigrant who is here legally, who has immigrated legally, and is already having a hard time finding a job. Or if you're a minority, or if you're any American already in this country having a hard time finding a job, you need 5 million more jobs. You don't need 5 million more people to depress wages and make it harder to find jobs already as it is in this economy.
Exactly.
And for this economic impact, we have Maria Bartiromo on that in about 45 minutes.
But this is a perspective you never hear from the people pushing for this. The president and his many allies in Congress, they see a bunch of new voters for them, and that's true. These are Democratic voters, ultimately.
But you should be also seeing more taxpayers. I mean, you've got 11 million people on the tax rolls.
They keep saying that. They're going to pay their fair share of taxes. The truth is, people with low incomes, by and large, don't pay income taxes, right, because they get money back. And by the way, if you factor in all the benefits, medical, educational, dental, food stamps, all that stuff, what percentage of these people are going to be net contributors to the economy?
Right. A lot of them are going to be living in poverty and are going to be flooding our education systems. And, they'll be on free lunch, reduced lunch, some of them. The school systems are going to be having to bring in tutors to get the students up to grade level, whether it's reading, writing, arithmetic, all that. And it's not just the border states. It's everywhere. Take a look at the cover of the New York Post today. The city is warning illegal immigrants will flood schools, and they're expecting thousands of migrants to be coming.
12% of all students currently in New York schools are illegal. So this is not a big deal if your kids go to private school. You don't care. But if your kids are actually in crowded classrooms with dwindling resources, not able to learn because nobody speaks English, it's kind of a big deal.
We had an education advocate on the show a couple of weeks ago from New York State, and she said that extracurricular activities are on the chopping block in some of the school systems because budgets are so strapped. So imagine if your kid couldn't be on the football team or become a cheerleader or be a softball player and not get that camaraderie because of this policy going on.
But you're like mean if you say that. Why are you being mean to immigrants? No. How about this? Americans deserve first consideration in every decision that their government makes. It's our government. It's supposed to look out for us. It's not supposed to shaft us because it's politically expedient, and that's what's happening.
Let's talk to Maria about it. 30 minutes?
Yep, okay. Economic impact. We'll talk to her about that. But first, we'll get right